And we have 3 stories for you in this week's General Aviation News Update. The first one is the FAA Acting Administrator is out. A leaky faucet almost took down a Boeing 767. Yes, I know. And then lastly, a flight school lost, well, a lot of its aircraft, unfortunately, to what's called a Gustnado. So we'll get to that. As a first story this week, Bill Nolen, who was, I guess, the FAA Acting Administrator, has announced that he's going to resign from the agency at the end of this summer. He served as the FAA's Deputy Administrator before recently taking over the Acting Administrator job. During his tenure, he actually oversaw the implementation of several key aviation safety initiatives. He also worked on the integration of unmanned aircraft into the National Airspace System, and then also the implementation of new pilot training requirements. His departure is coming at a time when the current administration is not doing so well in finding a replacement. This is after Phil Washington withdrew from consideration recently. The FAA is also under pressure after the several near-air misses that we've seen and that we've reported on in the last couple months. And then also Congress is working on the upcoming Reauthorization Act. So there's a lot going on. Unfortunately, the administration is going to be leaderless by this summer. So hopefully they find someone by then. It feels like this person who's leaving would have been a great candidate, quite frankly. He seemed to be extremely qualified and had been doing this for a while, but it sounds like he's going to be spending time with his family, and rightfully so. A crazy second story this week when water leaked from a bathroom of a Delta Airline Boeing 767 and resulted in the autopilot system being knocked out, causing limited flight controls to the aircraft, according to the NTSB. The crew discovered that the 2 toilets were leaking and restricted their usage, but the water had spread into the wheel well where it froze. That's right. Flying at high altitude, it's pretty cold up there, and that affected the flight controls. So the pilot declared an emergency, descended to 9,000 feet to allow the ice to melt, and then landed safely at JFK in New York. No one was injured. The NTSB attributed the accident to human errors, in this case for not closing a drain mast, heater, circuit breaker during maintenance, whatever that means. I'm not sure what that part is. And the last story is a sad one. This is ATD Flight System, which is a flight school based in Kansas City. They lost 11 out of their 13 aircraft when a Gustnado hit the area, damaged the aircraft well beyond repair, as you can see from the photos here. The aircraft that are usually stored in a hangar were parked on the ramp to prepare for a fashion show fundraiser for cancer survivors that were happening in the hangar. The ramp where they were parked is controlled by Signature Flight Support. Unfortunately, the aircraft were chalked only, but didn't have tie-downs, despite the forecast warning on the severe weather. And the aircraft were flipped over, creating a ton of damage, some of them crushing the tail, even bending the wing. So the incident is still under investigation, and we'll let you know if we hear more, but it sounds like an insurance nightmare going on forward. So that's it. Be sure to watch this recap right here of our Sun and Fun adventures. We were there for the whole week. We did a really cool video. As you can tell, we had an awesome time. And that's it. That's all I have. As always, make sure that you have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Oh!
That's the outtake for the week.